we have with us the Vivo V40, one of the latest new mid-range smartphones from Vivo. It's a pretty beautiful phone actually, as you can see, white glass back, and it's pretty slim also. You know, you think it's actually slimmer than my Biro, so it's a pretty good looking phone. I think Vivo has done a really commendable job on this phone. So the Vivo comes with a 6.78-inch AMOLED display with HDR10 support. It's plenty of bright. 4500 nits of brightness is quite good enough for you to view in the outdoors, even though not maybe in direct sunlight. The 4500 is pretty good. Even in very bright indoor lights, you can be sure you'll be able to enjoy it. And the screen is also quite sharp. I think the HDR10 gives it that beautiful contrast. Colors are bright and they pop out nicely. In addition to like when you need to watch multimedia content, the Vivo really, you know, that screen really shows up. It comes with the usual protection, so you get a screen protector that is already pre-applied for you, and I think it's a really nice screen. Yeah, and for such a thin device, one of the most impressive things is that they've managed to fit a 5500 milliampere battery in here. During the last couple of weeks of use, you know, something like a month almost, this phone has really held up well. By the end of maybe the day, you would get home with about 50%, and that's after very prolonged use. A lot of video recording, playing with it, and the usual, you know, use of apps and everything. And this phone really held up well. So how they've managed to fit that battery is quite impressive. The other thing which is quite great about this phone is also the performance. So the Vivo comes with a Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 processor. So it may not be the fastest processor out there, but for the price range, I think it's a good fit, and it holds up well for most tasks. Things like opening apps, multitasking. You're able to quickly switch between your apps without thinking too much about it. It doesn't lag too much. Comes with Android 14 straight out of the box. Of course, they've applied the Vivo FunTouch OS 14, which, you know, just goes hand in hand with the OS, the Android OS that is there, and it's got quite a couple of hefty tricks, shortcuts also, several customizations which you're able to make on the phone. So you're able to play around with animations, the screen for fingerprints and so on, which is nice if you're into that kind of thing. Vivo promises to give you 3 years of updates. So that means from Android 14 maybe to Android 17 thereabouts should be covered, which for the price, I think that is quite good. Of course, it's not industry leading, but that's quite ample. 3 years, most guys will hardly keep a phone for more than 2 years. You also get 12 GB of RAM on the device, with an additional 12 GB boost when you require it. So that's pretty much like 24 GB of RAM. That is a lot of RAM for most of the tasks that you intend to do on the phone. Being able to do tasks like even playing games, they will run quite smoothly with that kind of RAM. When it comes to aspects like durability, that's where this Vivo V40 shines. So number one is the IP rating. So Vivo comes with IP69 rating. That is the highest rating you can get. I mean, they say this device, not only can you, well, leave it under the water for an hour and a half. If you drop it in your bathtub, you'll be okay. But beyond that, it can take splashes from hot water jets and nothing will happen to it. We've tested it, and we can tell you for sure that it really holds up. It of course comes with shot glass protection for the screen, which means it has a good rating for scratch resistance. This phone should be able to hold up to keeping company with the keys in your pocket without getting all scratched up. And for the time I've had it, there are literally no scratches on the screen, so it's really held up well, including being able to take drops quite easily. A couple of drops here and there, and no dings or dents on the phone. So durability is one of the strong points for the Vivo V40. The dual speaker setup is actually pretty loud for being able to watch your multimedia content. You'll be able to enjoy watching stuff anytime on this device. 120 Hz refresh rate, yeah, that works. So with that 120 Hz, when it comes to gaming, you should be able to enjoy the best quality of photos on that. And where the Vivo shines is with the camera setup. So Vivo has collaborated with ZEISS, and maybe you would be asking yourself, who is ZEISS? So ZEISS is a company that is quite well known for creating some of the best lenses in the industry that have been used for everything from imaging the brain to space telescopes to some of the best high-end cameras, and even some of the best portrait lenses come from ZEISS. So the Vivo has a collaboration with ZEISS for quite a while, and at the back you get two cameras. So you get the 50 megapixel main shooter, another 50 megapixel ultra wide. Of course, at the front you also get a 50 megapixel selfie camera, which is quite amazing because 50 megapixel means you do not get those grainy pixelated selfies, but rather you get nice bright selfies. It's also pretty wide, so your selfies can accommodate more people in there. So the main camera has the 50 megapixel camera has a 24 millimeter field of view, which means that the photos that you're able to take, especially if you use the ZEISS mode, get very beautiful bokehs. And then you have multiple modes from 24 millimeters, 35 millimeters, and even a 50 millimeter. 50 millimeter is pretty good, especially if you need to do creator style kind of videos. So the Vivo shines, especially when it comes to creation of creator content. The ZEISS collaboration plays a big role in portrait mode. In portrait mode, you get three focal length options: the 24mm, the 35mm, and the 50mm, which is really great, especially for creation of content. In good lighting, you'll get very good edge detection around your subject and very beautiful bokehs. During daylight, the Vivo camera produces beautiful shots, landscapes, outdoor pictures. They look quite rich, colorful, and well lit. And with, of course, that ZEISS artificial sharpening, which adds to the drama. The video on the V40 is smooth with some optical image stabilization, and up to Ultra HD 4K at 30 frames per second. I really wish they had put in the 60 frames per second, but this is also quite good enough. So on the selfie side, the 50 megapixel selfie camera is that welcome addition. It captures more details, nice looking selfies, both on the standard and wide mode. So indoor shots are beautiful, very well lit. Shots of food are quite colorful and rich. And whenever the phone detects various things, using the AI on the camera, it detects and tries to get you to switch to whatever mode. But of course, for me, I preferred, just shooting with it on the natural mode. So the back of the Vivo, you get the outer light, which is Vivo's take on the ring light. So you can tell this phone was actually created with creators in mind. So the ring light at the back of the Vivo is color changing, which means you can modify it. It changes colors, which is quite good for your skin tone. So that's a great addition to this phone. The outer light has been there on previous iterations of the Vivo, and somehow it's been getting smaller, but it's also been getting brighter, which is a very good and welcome thing. Shots and videos at night are also quite beautiful. So the Vivo tends to do very well when it comes to being able to take photos and videos. They are colorful, and with special modes like night shot, astro, and supermoon, it means that you can get nice textured photos of the moon that you can show off to your friends. However, some modes may make your images a bit dreamy, but that's not a problem. You can always switch to a different mode. The one great thing about this phone has been the camera setup. The way these cameras come together to capture your memories is really something that makes it stand out, especially at its price point. The Vivo V40 is priced at about 65,000 Kenya shillings, which is a fair price point, especially for the kind of hardware that you're getting on this device. You also get an 80-watt charger. This one should get your phone up to full in quite a short while with flash charge. In the box, you'll also get the USB A to USB-C charger. So in totality, this is one of the good devices that you can get this year. So let me hear what your thoughts are and comments in the videos. See you in the next one.